I just had to let you know you're.
Deep in the blue ocean lived a tiny lanternfish named Luma. She had a small glowing light on her head, but she thought it wasn't very bright. Other sea creatures shine more than me, Luma sighed. One night, a thick dark cloud covered the moon, and the ocean became darker than ever before. A group of baby turtles trying to find their way home began to panic. "I can't see the reef!" one turtle cried. Luma felt nervous, but she swam forward and turned on her tiny glow. It flickered softly, then a little brighter. "Follow my light," she said gently. The turtles followed Luma through coral tunnels, waving sea plants and sleepy starfish. Slowly they reached the safe glowing reef. "You saved us!" the turtles cheered. Luma blinked in surprise. Her tiny light had guided them through the darkness. From that night on, Luma swam proudly through the ocean, lighting paths for lost creatures. And she finally understood something magical. Even the smallest light can guide the way. In a small sunny village lived a bright blue kite named Kiki. She hung in a shop window and watched other kites fly high in the sky. "They are so brave," Kiki whispered. "The wind is too strong for me." One afternoon, a cheerful boy bought Kiki and carried her to a wide green field. The wind blew gently across the grass. "Let's fly," the boy said. Kiki trembled as the string lifted her into the air. The wind pushed her left, then right. She wobbled and dipped. "I'm going to fall," she cried. But the boy held the string carefully. "Trust the wind," he said. Slowly, Kiki felt the breeze lift her higher and higher. The wind wasn't trying to knock her down. It was helping her dance in the sky. Soon Kiki was soaring above trees and clouds, spinning happily in the sunlight. She laughed as birds flew beside her. That day, Kiki learned something wonderful. Sometimes the thing we fear the most is the very thing that helps us fly. On the forest floor lay a tiny seed named Pico. Above him stood tall trees stretching high into the sky. "I wish I could grow that big," Pico said. But Pico felt small and unsure. One day, soft rain fell from the clouds. "Drink," said the rain kindly. Warm sunlight followed. "Grow," whispered the sun. Slowly, Pico pushed a tiny green sprout out of the soil. It was small, very small. A squirrel walked by and laughed. "You'll never be a big tree." Pico felt sad, but the wind rustled gently through the leaves. "Just keep growing," the wind encouraged. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into seasons. Pico's sprout became a stem, then branches, then leaves that danced in the breeze. One morning, birds landed on his branches and sang cheerful songs. Pico looked around and realized something amazing. He was no longer a tiny seed. He had become a strong young tree, and he learned that great things don't grow in a single day. They grow one small step at a time. In a quiet village surrounded by tall green hills lived a small mouse named Mino. Mino loved the night sky more than anything. Every evening he sat on his window and watched the moon glow softly above the trees. One night, Mino noticed something strange. "The moon looks a little pale tonight," he said. Mino imagined that maybe the moon was tired. Maybe it needed a little color to shine brighter. So the tiny mouse packed a small bag with paint, a brush, and his favorite cookie. Then he climbed the tallest hill in the village. The wind whispered through the grass as Mino looked up at the glowing sky. "If only I could reach the moon," he sighed. Just then, a friendly owl swooped down. "Where are you going, little mouse?" asked the owl. "I want to help the moon shine brighter," Mino explained. In a quiet forest lived a tiny squirrel named Nori. Nori loved collecting shiny things, acorns, smooth pebbles, and bright leaves. But what he wanted most was a star. Every night he looked up and whispered, "One day I will hold a star." One evening, while exploring a hill, Nori saw a small sparkle in the grass. It was a little firefly blinking softly. "Are you a star?" Nori asked. The firefly giggled. "No, but I can help light the way." Curious, Nori followed the tiny glow through tall grass and sleepy flowers. They crossed a gentle stream and climbed a big rock. At the top, the sky opened wide, full of glittering stars. Nori's eyes grew big. "They're so beautiful." The firefly blinked warmly. "Sometimes the best way to hold a star is simply to see it." Nori smiled and sat quietly under the sparkling sky. From that night on, he didn't try to catch the stars anymore. Instead, he shared the view with every friend who visited the hill. turning small moments into shining memories.